Oh, howdy, Possum Patty, and the Soggy Bottom Bunch here. Big bunch, yes, it's a big bunch of Soggy Bottom folk. Well, you caught me refilling my chocolate rock jar. Oh, now the lid doesn't close. Okay, we'll be careful with that. Yes, remember I journaled about my chocolate rocks? I still had a whole package left. Yeah, I wasn't eating them up very quickly, no. Well, as you can see, Flat Stanley is here with his Tardis, Tardis, which stands for Time and Relative Dimensions in Space. It's very magical. It's much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, and you can travel through time and space, yes. Oh, wait, hold on. There. Even though it looks like a police public call box from the UK, yes, it is a TARDIS. Well, Mr. Possum and I borrowed the TARDIS today to go to a magical place called the Book Barn. Well, Mr. Possum's been talking about the Book Barn for a couple of weeks now. And I told him once the weather breaks and gets a little bit nicer, we'll go down because there's a lot of walking outside. Yes, it's not just a book barn. It's an entire book campus. It's a book experience. Yes. And you can go there and like spend the day. I'm telling you. Of course, there's a big old sort of barn house. Yes. Books everywhere. Books upstairs, downstairs, in the basement. Books everywhere. Books on the porch, books outside. But then you go walk around and visit the goats. They've got 4 goats. Yes, they've got 4 goats. There's a lot of climbing up and down steps and walking around gardens. But there's a children's play area. There's a place where people come and bring their books to sell their books to the bookstore. And all the new arrivals are all like just in bins outside. Well, they cover them up, if it rains or at night. And there's sheds and garages and all kinds of little outbuildings that you can walk through. I did a video on the Book Barn at least once, maybe twice before. And yeah, I love going there, just walking around and seeing the gardens. Of course, it's early spring. There were no flowers blooming in the gardens, no. But I did notice some new artwork. Yes, I noticed some new artwork. One was about Mark Twain. It was kind of like a 3-dimensional collage that's been varnished or shellacked so it won't get weathered, because it was outside. And the other one was in front of the building called Hades. Well, the Hades for books is just a building, and it's where I guess it's the last resort for a book to get sold. All the books get marked down to $1. And the building itself is not very sound, I guess, as far as the rain and the weather. And it says when it rains, the river Styx flows through it. And they got everything elevated up a little bit, so the books don't get wet, but yeah, and it's an outbuilding. I don't think there's any heat or anything in that building. No, it's just an outbuilding full of books. There's other outbuildings full of books too, like I said. It's a whole campus. Walk around, watch the goats, watch the children playing in the playground. There's a big like outdoor chess set and picnic tables and all places to sit and relax. And it's just a lot of fun. It's like a day trip. It's like an experience, yes. It's just not going into a little store and you walk up and down the aisles and then you leave. No. No, you go and you stay for a while, yes. So anyway, we took the TARDIS to the Book Barn. Mr. Possum was looking for a book, and I showed him where the history section was, which is down in the basement. Shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves of books. And of course, we couldn't find the one he was looking for. Well, there's like 2 or 3, but we couldn't find any of those, no. So he said he'll look online. I did find a book I thought he'd be interested in. It was a really good book, but they wanted $10 for it. And it was like, he didn't want to pay that much. I would have got it for him if it was like maybe $4 or $5, but he said $10 was too much. So I still had a good time. Oh, but the Book Barn has 2 more stores. So I said, Mr. Possum, we're going 300 feet down the road to the next store. And I walked around. I didn't see too much in that store I was interested in. Sometimes they'll move a whole section, like the whole science fiction section is moved to one store, or the whole, like a religion section is moved to another store, right? And children's books are in the other store. Well, some of the children's books, or most of the children's books. I know it's complicated to go to one store and there's 3 stores. And let's see. So they had a bookmobile. So they just had an old bookmobile, like a big old bus van parked out back. And I had never been in that before. I'd never seen that before. So I went through that. And that was kind of interesting. All the new age books were in there. Wasn't quite filled up yet, but they're working on it. Looks like they're still putting up shelves and things. It was very interesting. And I did get a book. It's a really nice book of, little poems and stories and nature bits and things like that. Something fun to read at the end of a video. But right now I'm reading Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel, Mary Ann. But when I'm finished with that, I'll show you my new book. And so I said to Mr. Possum, let's go to store number 3. Yeah, so we went to the Book Barn. Then we went to that store where I got the book. And I think that one was chapter 3, because it's the 3rd store maybe. And then we went to the other one, which I thought was called the Downtown Bookstore, or maybe it's the Midtown Bookstore, which is about 0.9 miles away, right? So we went to that one, and all the mystery books were there. I think the science fiction books, a lot of children's books, adult coloring books, yes, things like that. Journals. They didn't have too much on journaling this time. Last time I did get a few books there on journaling. Yeah, I was looking at the coloring books, and I bought something that was not a coloring book, but Transportation, a pictorial archive from 19th century sources, 525 copyright-free illustrations for artists and designers. Old book, falling apart. It's one of those Dover books, Dover Publishing. And I'm like, oh my stars. I need this for Howard. Yes, I need this for Howard. These old black and white steampunky trains and transportation, and there's cars and ships and bicycles, and I do have another one that's like kitchen utensils and hardware, and I should get that one out too. And then I think I have one other book that is how things work, so it's full of machines and stuff. So I need to get those out and put them over here under the table if I'm going to be playing in my Howard journal. So what are we doing today? That was a long intro. Oh, but I wanted to tell you about our adventure to the bookstore and show you my book. So Howard is here on the table, yes. Howard's still sitting here. And why is this bothering me? I don't know. I'm just looking at it. And it's a beautiful birthday card that Mr. Possum gave me. And I even put balloon paper in the back that matches it. And all I want to do is cover it up. So I got out my bag of steampunk goodies, and I got my new book here. I got a really pretty piece of paper there. I'm just going to have a play. I'm sorry, Mr. Possum. I'll save the part where it says love. and hugs and kisses. And happy Valentine's Day, happy anniversary, happy birthday. The rest is going to get covered up. Come on along. Okay, here's my book. I'm not going to go through every page. I just want to give you an idea of what's in here. So it starts with like horses and buggies. And then it goes on to bicycles, all sorts of bone shakers. And trolleys. And then there's a lot of trains in here. I love these. I love these, yes. Old woodcut illustrations, train stations, train wrecks. And then the early automobiles. And then the ships. Shipyards, all kinds of things here on board the ship. And then, oh, hot air balloons, and saw the Zeppelins there. The Zeppelins, and the flying machines. Look at these old Victorian hot air balloons. Oh, balloons. I know, I already broke the book. Balloons. The glue is just crumbling. The balloons. All right, what if we cover up the balloons? I was thinking about, there was a lady on a bicycle, and I was thinking of putting this nice paper. See, it's got flowers, but it's got steampunk gears on it. See that? And I was thinking of putting that on there, and then putting like one of these ladies on a bicycle on there. But if we stick with the balloon theme, right? We stick with the balloon theme, I could put one of these really fancy hot air balloons on there. Oh, I didn't notice there was an elephant at the end. Another mode of transportation, I guess, right? Ox cart, rickshaw. These are pretty fancy here. Okay. The glue is crumbling from where it was stitched. All right. So we're going to do that. Should I cover this first? All right, let's pick out a balloon. This way I know what I'm doing. The only thing I don't like about this book is you have to choose one side or the other. I am not going to photocopy. No. I guess I could take a picture in case I ever wanted to use something. These are nice, these little scenes here. All the people watching the balloon. Oh. Oh no! All right, it started ripping. Oh, I just ripped that. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job taking this out. It's ripping. Usually this works really well, but it's not on this book. Oops. Okay, I just did a really bad job on ripping that out. Maybe it's because the paper's so old, the book is so old. And I want this. I might as well rip, right? Yes, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to cover the front of the card, and then I'm going to glue that on there. Do I want a saying or something? Some kind of words or something for the front. I have all these little packs of die cuts that were in this bag of steampunk things, and I believe Rhonda sent these to me a very long time ago. Right, Rhonda? And this one had keys in it. But I love this Funk and Wagnalls. I think this was Rhonda. He gave me some scratch-offs, but they were losers. Possum Patty, what are you doing? When I glue something down, I want it to stay down, which means it's really hard to get it off. Palette knives always come in handy. Ta-da! 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 I might cut this just a little bit and put it in here. And put the tickets in this. Back this with something. Save the scrap for something else. Oh, and then in my steampunk bag of goodies here, which I need to go through thoroughly. There was this, like, it's like a deli bag. It's kind of like that grease paper. And it was just this little part of a bag. I think I have some more of these somewhere. And I cut the end off of it. And I was like, ooh, I can put a ruffle over here. I might sew this into a ruffle. Put over here. And then this and that. And then I'll put something over there. And I'll put something over here. And maybe I'll put some things around there. It's going to be a complete transformation. Complete transformation, yes. Where do I start? Where do I start? Okay. See, I took everything out. Look at this. I took everything out. Throw it on the floor for now. Okay. Start with the foundation and work your way up. The balloons even look better with this paper here, don't they? I still might put the ruffle, but I don't know. Maybe I'll leave that side. We'll see. And what should I put on the inside? Should I put more of this paper? I'd like to mix it up with something. Do I have any paper that goes with that? These are just odd papers from the flea market. Let's see. Clocks. Ooh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Not really. Well, maybe I'll put the same. Maybe I'll put the same front and back. Wow, sorry I was gone so long. I went under the table to find another one of these wax bags. To match the ruffle that, well, the piece that's going to be a ruffle, right? I was thinking I would use a bit of the bag as like a frame for this picture. before I glue it down, I'm going to take it to the machine and stitch around. And then I picked out some trim from my giant bag of trim over here. Giant bag of trim. I picked gold to go with the gold on the background there. And I cut it to the size of the card. So I'm going to take this to the machine and ruffle it up a little bit like that. And then that's going to go there. And that's going to go there. And I'm going to stitch. But also in the bag of trim was this leaf ribbon. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the leaf ribbon on here. But I really like this gold. So I said, oh, let me just cut a few little pieces. And I'll just sew them onto here. Because I like the way this looks with all the green there too. I love the gold and the green. And then I'll get all this on the cover. Oh my, now compare this to what it looked like just a few minutes ago. See, I put the stitches all around between that waxed bag there. And then I sewed on the leaf ribbon. And I've got my trim on my ruffle. And I made it stick out a little bit so you could see it there. Oh, and oh, I love it now. Yes. It was bothering me. I don't know why. I just looked at it. I'm like, no. Well, now I'm just loving looking at this. Yes. I'm just loving on this. Yes, I am. Well, now I'm getting a few more ideas for the inside. Yes, I am. I actually found some more vintagey things for Steampunk. While I was looking for that bag, yes. And I'm going to put them in this bag. And the new book that I bought. And I still need to look for those other two books. I found a coloring book page that needs to go in the coloring book ephemera flow journal. Oh, and these, I'm going to keep these for tomorrow. I'm going to keep that for tomorrow. And yes, I'm getting so excited about this page now. Of course, now I'm looking at the Ronzoni noodle box over there. And I got some more ideas from that. Oh, well, before I even get over there, yes, I have a few ideas for the inside of the card. Yes, I do. But my mind was jumping ahead, yes, over here to this box. And what I can do, I want to leave that window there, but yes, I might wind up decorating that and doing something on this page. And then going back and finishing that page. And then going back and finishing that page. I'm getting into my Howard now. Yes, I am. I knew once I started, I would get going on it, right? Oh, and I've got all these wonderful things here. Don't lose them. Don't lose them. Don't lose them. And I am going to get my rock journal finished. 2 more pages in that, yes. A few more pages in my red glue book. Yepper, just keep journaling. Just keep journaling. This has got to go in there too. Yepper, that's got to go in there too. All right, well. The mourning dove sang her song while I was at the sewing machine. So that's why I'm closing things up for right now. And I'm going to go through that bag one more time because I have an idea for the inside. Yes, I do. going to be awesome. Yes, it is. It's going to be so possum pop. Well, thanks for coming along today and allowing me to share my little adventure in the Tardis to the book barn. And a transformation on this journal page. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye. And it was Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann and some others who dug the deep holes for the cellars of the tall skyscrapers in the big cities. When people used to stop and watch them, Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann used to dig a little faster and a little better. The more people stopped, the faster and better they dug. Some days they would keep as many as 37 trucks busy taking away the dirt they had dug. And then along came the new gasoline shovels and the new electric shovels and the new diesel motor shovels and took all the jobs away from the steam shovels. Mike Mulligan and Mary Ann were very sad. All the other steam shovels were being sold for junk or left out in old gravel pits to rust and fall apart.